Welcome everyone, it's Peggy here. In these pictures here is a bowl that almost never was. This is a project that I started about 4 months ago. You can see in these photos I used resin to fill many of the cracks. And after I took it out of after the resin cured, I just put it down. I couldn't get it on the lathe to be very even, and I just almost threw it away. But I set it aside and really didn't have any intention of starting it again, but obviously I did. And as you can see here, I have it mounted on the lathe and trying to clean up the face of it a little bit to try to get it even on the lathe. So this was a long project and one that was had many difficulties along the way, but I think in the end it came out pretty good, so I'm happy with it. So continuing to clean up the face of it to try to get it even here, and as you probably saw when I stopped the lathe a minute ago, there's still tape that was holding the resin in. The red stuff right there is tape, and the orange stuff around it is still resin. So they're really trying to just clean it up a bit here. It was a little bit slow going at first, but once I got it steady, it went a little bit faster. Here is the side view, and I'm starting to work on the profile on the outside shape to refine that. In a moment I'm going to be doing some shear scraping. And if you can't tell from the video, which I think you can, but this wood was incredibly dense and incredibly dry. So continuing with some shear scraping here, trying to refine the shape a little bit. Here I'm filling the cracks with some thin, clear CA glue. And I'll be using some black as well over that, some medium black. So when it's sanded, you can see the black lines, sort of like veins through the bowl. That's the idea anyway. And one of the reasons I almost didn't finish this bowl is because of all the cracks, and the resin didn't get down into the cracks, so I was afraid it would, blow up on the lathe basically. But so this is the second attempt at finishing the bowl. Here, as you can see, I'm using the bowl gouge to start the hollowing process. And again, as I mentioned before, this was very dense, dry wood. Getting towards the end of the hollowing process here. I apologize for that shaving that landed on the camera. It'll go away in a second. Finalizing the shape of the inside, trying to get some really good cuts on that curve with the bowl gouge. And the sanding process, which I haven't filmed all of it here, just a little bit, so you're welcome for that. Sanding is not my favorite part. Sanded from, I think, 80 to 600. And using some denatured alcohol to clean up the surface and see what the grain is going to look like when it's finished. And at this point, I'm realizing that I'm glad that I stuck it out and finished the bowl. Here I'm applying sanding sealer, and the sanding sealer is 70% sealer and 30% denatured alcohol. So putting on that on the outside and the inside. And here I'm using the random orbit sander to sand the foot to a flush level so the bowl is level, and also to really get some of the glue that had dripped down there. Started with 80 and went up to 600. Here I'm going to use a Forstner bit to drill a shallow hole to put this coin with my logo flush with the bottom of the bowl. And while we're not quite done yet, we still have a little bit to go. I wanted to take a moment towards the end of this video and just say thank you for watching. Truly thank you. It helps my channel tremendously. To all the subscribers, thank you for continuing to stick with me. To those of you who have not subscribed, please consider subscribing. It's free. It takes one click. And it would help me tremendously if you shared this video to your social media. It helps YouTube know that people are watching this, and helps YouTube to know to share it with other people, getting it in front of other people. So thanks again. using some 5-minute epoxy to hold the logo coin down. I was going to use CA glue, but I thought this would be a tighter bond. I might be wrong. It's happened once or twice before. And in a moment, I'm going to be putting up some stills of the bowl. Please let me know what you think in the comments. I'd love to hear your thoughts. I have 4 pictures here to show you. Thanks everyone, and I will see you next week. Peace out.